Today, we're adding variables to the numbers. Let's just do the number first up here. You don't do anything different with the numbers. You simplify depending upon the root. So since this is a square root, right? Is everybody on the example side? So we have 63. How does that factor? Actually, it's 9 times 7, which is, I'm just showing you the whole factorization like we did yesterday. Now, since this is a square root, how many factors do we have to have a square root? 2. So that, since there's 2 3s, we can take a 3 out for those, can't we? So these are done. When I take the 3, it's outside the square root. We're done with that. Now, this has only got one factor, so where does that got to stay? Now leave yourself some room here, because we're going to have to do the variables. All I did was the numbers. This is what we did yesterday. Since the square root of 9, how many could do it from here? Yeah, if you can see it from here, do it. Square root of 9 is what? 3 just comes out, 7 stays in. Now you may want to make a note on how to do variables and exponents. Are you ready to write this down? To take the root, any root, of an exponent, you divide by that root. If you want to take the root of a cubed, the square root of a cubed, the square root is what kind of root? 2. So you divide by the root. How many times, and watch carefully now, you do the same thing every time. You'll have to probably do this a few times for it to hit you, but it's easy. How many times, and the 2's not here when we have a square root, so it's not there. But that's what we're doing. How many times does 2 go into 3? You can divide, right? 2 into 3. Goes one time, so I take out an a to the first. No, I just did that to show that. You understand that a to the first is just a. I just did that to show that. Yes? What kind of root do we have? Is everybody with me now? And that's what you do on every variable. But it went once. Did we have anything left over? Yes, we do. 2 goes into 3 how many times? Once, but don't we have 1 left? So that stays inside. Nope. Well, if you want to do that, but this is the quick way of doing this. That is actually right. You got it. You understand the concept. Now, can I take, what's b's exponent? Will 2 go into 1? So there are no square roots in this one. It just stays in here. And I'm done. That's why I said I'm done. Yes, this is the answer. And it could just be 3a square root 7ab. Did you notice if I had a remainder, 2 goes into 3 once, so a to the first came out, but I had 1 left, so a to the first on the inside. All right, try number 2. Is it a square root? Let's check it out here. Well, you do the same concept. Let's see if you can do it. Do the number first, just like we did yesterday. Do the number first, like we did yesterday. We're doing a cube root. You have to factor 108 all the way down to its prime factors. I don't have to because I know how to do it in my head. I can tell you right away what that's going to be. But if you can't, you need to factor it. Did I do that right? How many got that when you factored it? Okay. $54 divided by 2. 54 is the same as 2 times 27. I'm just factoring. You have to factor it all the way down to prime factors. Now, what kind of root are we doing here? Cube. So that means I can take a 3 out because there's 3 3s. That means it has a cube root of 3 in there. So I'll take a 3 out, but what's going to stay in? Yeah, 2 times 2 is 4, so that stays inside the cube root. Leave yourself some room for your variables. So I'll have 4 inside. How many already did that okay? Okay, good. Now, how did I tell you to decide how to take a root of any exponent? Divide by the root. So this time, what kind of root are we doing? So, will 3, do we have anything we can do to the x? No, 3 won't go into 1. So we don't have any, we can just leave that x in there. How many times will 3 go into 7 for the y? So we have a y squared out here. And a y left on the inside, don't we? Y to the first. Isn't there 1 left? And there's your answer. I just divided the 7 by 3. It's a cube root. Since it's a cube root, 3 goes into 7 twice, so I take out a y squared. How many are left if you take 3 into 7? It goes twice, it leaves me 1. So I leave a y to the first on the inside. It's like a remainder. Now if you got there before me, give yourself a bonus point. If you were here yesterday and understood it, this is not that much harder, is it? I mean, it's just remembering what to do. Exponents are a little different in the way you approach them. All right, let's look at what's the root for number 3. Let's go ahead and try that one. Well, let's see how we got started. So 112 is the same as 2 times what? 56. And then 2 times 28 for 56, right? 2 times 14. So what can we take out for the number? Yeah. We're doing the fourth root, so we have 4 2's. We can take a 2 out. And what's going inside? The 7. How many got that part okay? How about a bonus point for that? And then I'll give you one for the right variables here in a second. Give yourself a bonus point if you got that right. Now, what's on the outside for the x? Just x, yeah. How many times does 4 go into 7? So that's why we only take one x out. How many are left? So x to the third stays in. You okay with that? Okay. What about the y to the 4? How many times does y fourth go in, or 4 go into that? Do we have any left? So you won't have any y's inside, it'll just be that. Does that make sense? No remainder, so we don't have any y's left inside. How are we doing? How many got that part right too? Give yourself another bonus point. Do you think you've grasped the concept? And did you understand what I just said? Okay. Do you want to look on the page and see if you see any others down there you'd like me to try or you want to try? Go ahead. Oh, that's right. The ones that have numbers in front of them outside, I forgot we need to do one of those. Is number 6 like that? All right. Yeah, I put those on there because you need to know what to do, but it's real simple. You just take it times, whatever you take out, you take times that number. That's all you do. Let's look at number 6. Yeah, let's try that one. I like 7 better. Let's do 7. What was what root was 6? All right, let's do that. Is it a smaller number? Yeah, go ahead and do that one. But all you do is just take the number that you put on the outside times the negative 6. That's all you do. Now we're not doing something that we normally do in Algebra 2, and I just decided to wait and maybe show you this later. But sometimes you have to put an absolute value around the variable. We didn't talk about that. That only happens on even roots. We wouldn't have to worry about it on a cube root. But right now, all I'm concerned about is learning this first, and then we'll talk about that later. Sometimes the book requires you to put them on, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. 24. Right? So what comes out for the 24? 2. And then you take that times the negative 6. Okay. So you'll have a negative 12. And what stays inside for the 24? The 3. Then you just do the variables like we did the others. What's going to be on the outside for the x? 3 goes into 8 twice, doesn't it? So we take out an x squared. How many left? 2. Same thing happens for the y, doesn't it? Can we take 8 or 3 into the first power? No. So the z stays in. Zach? Yep. Whatever's outside, you just take times the number you're taking out. That's all you do. Isn't this connected by multiplication here? That's what that means when we don't write it 6 times, negative 6 times that. So that's why we multiply it when you take it out. Do you need any others? Did that help answer your questions? Number 5? Yeah. Everybody wants that one. Is it an even or an odd? No, it's an odd root. Well, is the number a problem or something? Or is it just because it's the 7th root? Let's do the number. 256. 2 times what? 128. 2 times 2 times 64. 2 times 2 times 2 times 32. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 16. I know what we're going to have here. Have I counted right? No. I don't think 2 times negative 1 is 8. Just 2 times 4. Well, how many 2's do I have to be able to take 1 out? So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? And take that out. What's left inside for the number? I got a 2 left, don't I? The outside is, the outside is negative 2. Remember what did I tell you about negatives yesterday? They always come out on your answer. So that would be left inside. The reason is because wouldn't 7 negatives still be negative 256? Right? Because 7 negatives end up being negative. Odd number of negatives. So that's why we can take it out. All right, what about the variables? Can we take an m out? No. So m to the 6 stays in because 7 doesn't go into 6. What are we going to do for the n? 7 goes into 8 once and leaves me 1. And now I'm finished. I think I've done about just every type you're going to run into. You got 20 problems, is it, on the other side? Due tomorrow. And we're having a quiz over this tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to give you both types where we have letters and don't have letters. That's what we just did here. Same thing.
So what about when we have this where it does different length roots? Does it matter?
Yeah. Remember, why did I pick 7 2's? Because what root are we in? You take out however many. If you're doing cube root, you can only take out a 3. There have to be 3 of them to take it out. If you're doing a 4th root, there's got to be 4 factors to take it out. Same thing.
Yeah, I was just.
That's okay.